Blue Beetle, which is the next DC film, or the next, I guess, big DC film, releasing in under a month, August 18th. And the box office prediction numbers came out. Yeah, it's not good. Opening weekend range is 12 to 17 million, with domestic total range of 27 to 55 million. That is lower than The Flash and Black Adam. And The Flash ended up with like 100 something million, I think, or maybe 200 million. But then it gets worse with the outlet that, was talking about this, saying that it could only gain between 27 to 55 million in its entire run of being in theaters. That is really bad. And this being the first film, or I guess the first main film of the new DCU that James Gunn is trying to get started, I think it just say a lot about what superhero movies are becoming. Now, you can argue, okay, superhero movies are no longer hitting people because we don't care for them. That's not true. The problem with superhero movies is that they aren't original anymore. Like, look at the Flash movie, okay? What was it? It was a Flashpoint multiverse movie. How many times have we seen Flashpoint ever done? We saw a whole movie about it, the animated movie Flashpoint Paradox. There's like 5 comics over it. There's literally any Flash, there's always Flashpoint. So they decided to make the first ever live-action Flash movie about Flashpoint? Come on. And then the multiverse, gee, I wonder where they got that from. Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse. We are done with the multiverse. We don't need any more of that crap. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but let's do something new. Now, the reason why movies like The Batman with Robert Pattinson did so well with audiences was because it was original. It didn't repeat storylines. It was a full new story. Why do you think like Secret Invasion or any Marvel movie right now, or that will recently come out, isn't doing that great with audiences? Because it's nothing original, or people don't care to watch it because it's not canon to anything. Or if it is canon, then people don't care. Like, it's not that audiences don't care about superhero movies anymore, it's that we're sick and tired of stuff being repeated and nothing original anymore. We need originality. And the fact that Blue Beetle is only predicting to get $12 to $17 million this opening weekend in America should really say something. Now, I don't know if it's just America, it could be worldwide, it's 1 to 2. But it doesn't really say if it's opening domestic weekend, which is generally just in America, I believe is what domestic means for us at least. But, I mean, this is bad. And you really need to question here, what if we kept it to DCU? I mean, I know the DCU was falling off, but Black Adam, I thought, was an amazing movie. And it really did feel like the DCU was taking a turn for the better when Henry Cavill came back as Superman in that post-credit scene, and they were setting up like a Superman vs. Black Adam movie, which I really wanted to see. That would have been amazing. But instead we got The Flash killing everything, and well, here we are. And, I mean, what the hell is this? I mean, I didn't like James Gunn's plans to begin with. But then when you get into the furthermore details of what it really means to be a superhero fan these days, right? People aren't going to theaters to watch the movies that they don't want to support. Why do you think the Flash movie bombed? Ezra Miller, the writing, and the story. And also people didn't really want to go into the theater to support Ezra Miller, so they watched it online like I did. That's why it didn't do well. Now, could Blue Beetle be watched like millions and millions of times? Sure. But will it be in theaters? Who the hell knows? There needs to be more footage and more promos for these movies. The Flash failed again because of mainly Ezra Miller and the plot, because it was Flashpoint. We've had enough of Flashpoint. Enough of the multiverse. Like, a few movies were great. Spider-Man No Way Home, I think, is one of the best superhero movies ever made. My opinion will never change on that. Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, those two movies are amazing. I haven't actually watched Across the Spider-Verse in its full entirety, or really Into the Spider-Verse either. But from what I've seen and heard, those two movies are amazing. And those box office numbers show it. And so when we look at Blue Beetle, which is not a multiverse movie, and really, we don't know much about Blue Beetle. I mean, about the movie itself, besides it's a guy that's like an Iron Man ripoff, and I mean, that's literally what it looks like, and from the trailer. And I think people don't really care for that right now. I mean, can anyone really blame people for not wanting to go watch this movie? Now, things could change when the movie releases under a month. But I also want to remind everyone that the predictions for the Flash movie were in like the 200 to 300 million mark, maybe 100 million mark. And the movie did not even come close to the opening weekend mark. So the fact that the opening weekend range for this movie is 12 to 17 million is kind of nerve-wracking. DC should be crapping themselves right now seeing that number, considering how the Flash bombed those numbers alone in its opening weekend. This movie could be the worst DC box office film in its history. And The Flash was already that film, and that happened a month ago. So DC can literally have two bombed films back to back, and we're not doing anything about it. Does anyone wonder why? No. Has Ezra Miller been fired? No. So when the next Flash movie comes out and we see box office numbers worse than Blue Beetle and the Flash movie, we'll know why. When Blue Beetle does horribly and has nothing to set up a future DCU, what do you expect? When James Gunn came into this, I straight up said I support nothing he's doing because it is not good. And the numbers will show that. And here we are talking about Blue Beetle and the numbers sucking. The numbers are not going to get better. They may hit 20 million at opening weekend. But let's be real here. If the numbers stick, we need to look at the leadership of DCU and the new DC movie universe. We need to look at all of it, not just DCU, but the entire DC movie universe, like the Batman Part 2, how that movie will be played out when it does start filming and writing, because obviously the writer's strike and actor's strike right now, everything's on halt. I mean, what are we doing here? Why can't... The DCU should have instantly started with either A, a Justice League movie, or B, a Superman movie, right? Then you go into the other heroes. You go into Batman, you go into The Flash, or Wonder Woman, Green Lantern. Then you go into the side heroes like Blue Beetle, or Shazam, or whatever. That is what you should do. Not the first ever DCU movie being Blue Beetle. That is why it's not doing well. When you don't plan crap out, you're going to have problems. You're not going to be able to just blow right through everything you're going to do. It's going to fail. This is proof of that. James Gunn says he has a plan, but doesn't know how to execute it properly. That is his problem. Did he do Great Guardians of the Galaxy? Sure. But this is DC. This is not Marvel. This is not Phase 4 of Marvel, where it's just all jokes 24/7, or Phase 5, of Marvel, where it's all jokes. We want some serious superhero movies. We want good storytelling, original storytelling. And we haven't gotten that yet. Something tells me Blue Beetle's not going to do that, because Blue Beetle, from what the little I know about the character, is like a joke character. Like, he makes jokes he's like Tony Stark, basically. Or Peter Parker, or Barry Allen sometimes. He's a sarcastic, good-witted character. We already have like 10 super movies of that kind of character. Do we really want that? I don't. Now, will I watch Blue Beetle? Sure, I'll watch it. I don't know if I'll review it, but this movie... Okay, first off, the promotion for the movie needs more work. And I think that's the main problem why the opening weekend range is that low. Also, on top of, again, the DCU not starting off great to begin with the Flash movie. And, Ezra Miller not being fired and everyone judging it. But, I mean, if people say that, box office numbers are so low because people don't want to watch super movies anymore, they're not paying attention. Look at Spider-Man No Way Home. Look at The Batman. Look at Across the Spider-Verse that came out, a week or two before The Flash. That movie blew up in the box office numbers. So, no, it's not that we don't want superhero movies, it's that we want good ones, not, stuff that's copying stories. We need new original stories for these superheroes, and then a movie will work. Not whatever the hell is going on here. That is the problem. But no one wants to admit that on the DC or WB side or James Gunn or Peter Safran. Nobody there wants to admit it. Because they think what they're doing is pitch perfect and everyone will fall in line because it's James Gunn. Because it's the guy who did Guardians of the Galaxy. That is not the case. And James Gunn needs to get his head out of his own you-know-what and maybe reconsider some things about the future of DCU because it will bomb harder than DCU did if they don't. That is the truth. Now, I'm sorry I went on a rant, but this whole thing is just so... The whole situation is stupid. Because people really don't pay attention anymore to this whole thing. When you see people saying, oh, superhero movies are dying because people don't want to watch them, no, it's that we're sick of non-originality. And it pisses me off that people legitimately think it's because we don't want to watch them anymore. So, whatever. If you want me to review Blue Beetle when the movie comes out, let me know in the comments down below if you're still watching at this point. Thank you, by the way, for watching. But if you want me to, review Blue Beetle when the movie comes out, give my full opinions over it, I'll do that. It's up to you guys, though. So thank you for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.